You possess a dream? Perhaps it involves starting a business. Maybe it is relocating to a different country. Perhaps it is becoming an artist. However, you are intelligent. You are prudent. Consequently, you tell yourself that you will attempt this dream. But just in case it fails to work out, you will maintain your current day job. You will keep your options available. You will have a plan B. You believe this represents wisdom. It does not. It is actually sabotage. The moment you develop a plan B, you have subconsciously embraced the demise of plan A. Because when circumstances become difficult, and they certainly will become difficult, your mind will not search for a resolution. It will search for the exit. Why would you battle a tiger with your bare hands if you possessed a back door to flee through? You would not. You would run. And that is precisely why you are currently failing. You are failing because you are safe. History's most significant conquerors, from Alexander the Great to Hernán Cortés, recognized a grim reality regarding human nature. Men do not struggle for glory. They struggle for survival. If you desire to capture the island, you must incinerate the vessels that transported you there. You must obliterate the path back home. When retreat becomes impossible, victory becomes inevitable. Today, we are going to pass you the torch. We are going to instruct you in the terrifying, essential art of burning the boats. The history of no return. The year is 1519. Hernán Cortés reaches the New World with 600 soldiers. They are frightened. They are outnumbered. They are confronting a savage Aztec empire. The soldiers are whispering about mutiny. They desire to return to Spain. They want to go home to their spouses and their warm beds. Cortés observes this. He understands that as long as the vessels are anchored in the harbor, his soldiers are only battling at 50% efficiency. Their hearts remain in Spain. Therefore, Cortés issues the command, "Burn them." The soldiers watch in terror as their solitary way home transforms into ash and descends into the sea. Visualize the psychology of that specific moment. 10 minutes prior, they were explorers. They possessed a choice. Now, they are conquerors. They have no choice. Cortés turned toward them and declared, "There is no path back. If we wish to return home, we return home in their vessels. We triumph or we perish." And they triumphed. This is not merely a Spanish narrative. In 711 AD, the Muslim leader, Tariq ibn Ziyad, crossed the Strait of Gibraltar to seize Spain. He incinerated his fleet. He informed his army, "Behind you lies the sea. Before you lies the enemy. There is no escape." Why is this tactic universal? Because the human brain is inherently lazy. It preserves energy. If it perceives a safety net, it functions in comfort mode. If it perceives a cliff, it functions in survival mode. And survival mode triggers resources, adrenaline, concentration, and creativity that comfort mode simply cannot reach. You are attempting to win a conflict while keeping one foot on the vessel. It cannot be achieved. The science of the safety net. You believe having a backup strategy alleviates stress. Science indicates it actually diminishes performance. A study conducted at the University of Pennsylvania Wharton discovered that when participants were informed they had a backup task in case they failed the primary one, their performance on that primary task declined significantly. Why? Because necessity is the mother of invention. When you possess no safety net, you are compelled to be brilliant. When you do possess a safety net, you are permitted to be mediocre. If you lose your employment tomorrow and have $0 in savings, you will discover a way to generate money. You will mow lawns, you will sell your vehicle, you will hustle, you will not sleep until you have eaten. But if you possess 6 months of savings, You will watch Netflix. You will browse LinkedIn. You will take your time. The safety net is actually a spider web. It captures you, yes, but it also keeps you trapped. It prevents you from hitting the bottom, but it also prevents you from soaring to the peak. You need to ask yourself, is my safety keeping me alive, or is it keeping me asleep? Hassui-no-jin, back to the river. The Japanese possess their own version of this concept. It is called Hassui-no-jin. It signifies fighting with your back to the river. It originates from the legendary general Han Xin. He was outnumbered 10-1. Instead of locating his troops in a fortress, safe, he positioned them on the riverbank, dangerous. If they retreated, they would drown. His advisors remarked, "General, this is suicide. The art of war dictates to surround the enemy, not yourself." Han Xin replied, "Place our soldiers in a position of death, and they will fight to live." The soldiers understood there was no running away. They fought like demons. They annihilated the opposition. This is the distinction between trying and must. When you try, you are testing the water. When you must, you become the water. Examine your goals. Are they nice to haves, or are they must-haves? If you wish to learn Japanese, but everyone speaks English to you, you will never learn. If you relocate to rural Japan, where nobody speaks English, you will learn in 6 months. The environment of inevitability generates the skill. You must engineer a situation where failure is more agonizing than success. The greatest enemy of long-term success is decision fatigue. Every day you wake up, you have to redecide to pursue your goal. Should I go to the gym today? Or am I too exhausted? Should I work on my business or watch television? This constant negotiation drains your willpower. Burning the boats removes the negotiation. When Cortés burned the ships, nobody woke up the following morning and asked, "Should we return to Spain today?" The question was irrelevant. The option did not exist. They could concentrate 100% of their energy on, "How do we move forward?" instead of 50% on, "Should we go back?" When you maintain a plan B, you are keeping the exit door unlocked. Every time things become difficult, your eyes wander to the door. I could just quit and return to my old job. I could just break up and find someone easier. This divided focus destroys your momentum. You need to lock the door and discard the key. When quitting is off the table, solving the problem becomes the only option. You stop asking if and start asking how. The identity shift. Burning the boats is not just a tactical maneuver. It is a spiritual initiation. It transforms your identity. The amateur possesses a plan B. The professional is all in. When you invest your life savings into your business, you stop being a person with a hobby. You become an entrepreneur. When you discard all your junk food, you stop being a person attempting a diet. You become an athlete. Commitment builds character. Until you have sacrificed something, you are merely a tourist. Tourists observe the scenery. Locals live there. Burning the boats is the act of incinerating your tourist visa. It signals to the universe and to yourself that you are not just visiting. You are here to stay. This alters your vibration. People can sense commitment. Investors invest in the founder who has no other options. Partners trust the individual who is fully invested. Why? Because they know you will not run away when the storm arrives. Practical arson. How to do it. Okay, this sounds dangerous. Burn the boats does not mean being foolish. It does not mean you quit your job today with $0 and a baby on the way. That is not courage. That is negligence. But you must practice strategic irreversibility. You must make moves that are difficult to undo. Level 1, social arson, public commitment. Tell everyone. Post it on social media. Tell your parents. Tell your haters. I am running a marathon in 6 months. Now, if you quit, you face humiliation. You have used your social status as collateral. The fear of appearing like a failure will drive you when discipline fades. Level 2. Financial arson. The investment. If you want to learn a skill, purchase the most expensive course. If you want to get fit, hire the expensive trainer. Pay up front. Non-refundable. When you have skin in the game, you pay attention. We value what we pay for. If it is free, you will skip it. If it cost you $5,000, you will show up early. Level 3. The point of no return. The leap. This is the major one. Giving notice at the job. Booking the one-way ticket. Signing the lease. This creates the time vacuum. Suddenly, you have a deadline. You have bills to pay. The clock starts ticking. This pressure is the diamond maker. It forces you to grow up instantly. The phoenix from the ash. What happens if you burn the boats and you lose? What if Cortez had lost? Then he would have died a glorious death. But here is the secret. Even if you fail, you win. Because the person you become by going all in is superior to the person who played it safe. The person who played it safe learns nothing. He remains the same. The person who burned the boats and failed, he learned resilience. He learned how to handle terror. He learned his true limits. He rises from the ashes as a phoenix. He is stronger, smarter, and more dangerous for the next battle. Most people spend their lives protecting a boat that is slowly sinking anyway. Your safe job isn't safe. Layoffs. Your safe life isn't safe. Illness, accidents. You are going to die anyway. The boat is going to sink anyway. You might as well burn it yourself and use the fire to light your way to glory. The match is in your hand. You are standing on the beach. Behind you is the ocean of mediocrity you just crossed. Ahead of you is the jungle of your potential, and anchored in the water is your backup plan. It is whispering to you. It's scary out there. Come back. It's warm on the boat. We have Netflix. As long as that boat exists, you will never fight with your full heart. You will always be half a warrior. Take the torch. Light the match. Throw it on the deck. Watch it burn. Feel the heat on your face. And then, turn around. Face the jungle. There is no going back. And that is exactly why you are going to win. Here is your mission. Identify one plan B you are holding on to that is killing your plan A. For example, the job application I have ready just in case my business fails. The ex's number I haven't deleted just in case. Burn it. Delete the file. Delete the number. Cancel the subscription. Make a move today that makes retreat impossible. Write what you burned in the comments. And then write the vow of Cortez. I win or I die. If this story has changed the way you look at the safety nets in your life, please subscribe to our channel and like this video. We are excavating the history they tried to bury. Plant the seeds of your future. The next treasure will be revealed soon.